I'm so passionate about youth just getting to know what God has in store for them when it comes to, their sexual desires and what God thinks of you and what God expects from everyone. If you read in that Bible passage that we just read, 2 Samuel chapter 13. Okay, let me just explain. David had many sons, right? But this time, Ammon was one of his sons. And Ammon the Bible says that he loved Tamar. Tamar was David's daughter as well. But Tamar and Ammon are like they're like step siblings. So in those days, it was okay for people to marry their sister. Abraham married his sister. It was okay for people to do that. The Bible says that he loved, that's the way the Bible put it, that he loved Tamar. And, he began to nurse that feeling. He began to nurse that emotions. He began to nurse that intense desire that he has for Tamar. It was beginning to weigh him down. He was beginning to feel like, oh, I can't have her. And I really love her. What can I do? And the Bible said he had a friend. That friend now told him that, why are you looking lean? You are the son to the king. Why are you lean? You could literally tell the king that you want anything, or you could say that you want anything, and everything will just, you will have it. So why are you lean? And he said, I have this desire. I really love my sister, but I can't. And his friend said, oh, you love her? Oh. And the Bible says that friend, the Bible said he is a very, very cunning man. And his friend said, oh, you loved her. Don't worry about it. You know what we'll do? We'll just pretend as though that you're sick. Sleep on the bed. Tell the king, when the king comes to tell you that, what's wrong with you? How are you feeling? Just tell the king that I want my sister to come and serve me. And when she comes, just do whatever you want to do with her. And he felt like, oh, that's a good plan. I can do that. And then he pretended as though that he was sick. The king came, as planned. And the king asked him, oh, what's wrong with you? And he said, oh, I would love for my sister to come and make me a fine meal. I want a fine meal to be done by my sister, and then I'll fuel. And the king said, oh, okay. And the king sent for the sister Tamar and said, oh, come, go to your brother's house. Go and make him some meal. And she said, okay. And she went over to the brother's house, made him some meal, baked him some bread, some cake, and then packaged it well, put it in a plate, and then went over to give it to his brother. And his brother said, tell everyone to leave the room. I want to eat from your own hand. And she said, oh, okay. And everyone left. And as she was about to serve him the meal, what happened? He tried to, grab her. And she said, don't do that. Just tell the king that you like me. Just tell the king that, you want to marry me. And things will be done rightly instead of you forcing yourself on me. Because in those days, virginity was very, very, especially for a lady, virginity was held in high esteem. So he said, don't do that. Just tell the king to marry me. And in those days, girls, women of those days, they wear fine robes of many colors, just to let everyone know that they're virgin and they are, they're still intact, and they are ready for marriage as well, but it has to be done in the right way. And so she said, don't do that. Just tell the king that you like me, and then the king will not withhold you from me. But he was so adamant. He said, no, that's not what I want. What I want is, I want to sleep with you now, and I must do it now. And he did it. And the Bible said, immediately he slept with her with the same intense, the intensity of love that he had for her. Hatred came. In fact, the Bible says that the hatred he had for her was much more than the love that he had for her. Immediately, not after 1 day or 2 days, immediately he slept with her. Hatred arose in him, and he said, get out of this room. And she now said, you have slept with me, you have done what you have to do, it's worse. But if you send me out, it's even worse, And he didn't agree. He said, get out. And they threw her out of the house. And the Bible says she tore that robe, just to let everyone know that she has been defiled. She tore that robe of many colors, put ashes on her head, and she began to cry as she was going. Now, her own, blood brother, now from the same father and from the same mother. So Absalom said, so I'm not slept with you. He slept with you. Okay, don't worry about it. And the Bible says, when I read that part of the Bible, something gripped my heart. And the Bible says that Tamar became desolate for the rest of her life. That means that no one married her. Her life was just destroyed like that, based on someone's, lust or passion or intense sexual cravings.